what is up with this? Oh, here, it scares me when it doesn't do it. I still not seeing the picture. Almost there. Okay, you are live, Mr. Chair. Vice Chair.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll call our meeting to orders. Apologize, everybody, we're about 10 minutes late. Rob was on his way in from Three Forks, and he turned around and went back because of the weather, but he is on the phone with us. Jess is traveling, Adam is traveling, and Commissioner Randolph is on watching us via the live feed video. So we do have a quorum with Seth, myself, and Rob. All right, we'll get the meeting started. Is there any public comment on the on anything that's not on the agenda that the board has jurisdiction over? Any public comment? Okay, hearing none. The minutes. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
They're fine from my standpoint.
Okay. Any additions or corrections? No?
No.
Okay, the minutes will stand as read. Do you want us to sign this one, or do you have another one?
I have another one for you,
Okay.
Vice Chair, after the meeting.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, next on the agenda, Jessica Eric on the AARP grant for handicap parking in the north end of the 4-H building.
Okay.
Hey, Jess, good to see you again.
Nice to see you guys. All right, like you said, Jessica Erickson, Broadwater County Fair Manager. This should be pretty short and sweet. I guess a little background. First of all, I'm considering, not 100%, on putting in for an AARP grant for doing some things at the fairgrounds for improved accessibility around our new bathroom addition. So I plugged into the screen up here. So right here where my cursor is, there's like a walk-through man gate. This gate here is like a drive-through gate. That gate is usually shut, stays shut and locked, especially now during our fair weekend and usually year-round. So people used to be able to enter our 4-H exhibit building through the center of the building here, where the light gray roof is the existing old 4-H building. We had that gigantic roll-up door. And so people would come right through that man gate. This is a nice kind of hard-packed gravel, flat spot. They'd come in, be able to enter the building through that big, huge door. With the new restroom addition, now what people do is when they park out here in the airport parking lot during Fair Week, they come in through the man gate, and they have to go clear around the new bathroom addition and through to a there's a roll-up door now on this northeast corner, and there's a double door on the east corner. That's our new entrance into the 4-H exhibit building. So this last year, I really did notice some people having some issues trying to walk through. This is kind of grassy, it's kind of rocky, it's not real flat, and they were just pretty much walking through that in order to get into the main fair area. So this grant came across my email, and my main focus on the grant is some sort of a sidewalk from that walk-in man gate up and around the new restroom addition, and then it would connect kind of under this this overhang here on the east side of the new bathrooms, because that's really hard packed gravel. It'll be a lot easier to access to roll wheelchairs or strollers, anything like that, or just even walkers or people just who have a hard time walking on uneven surfaces. Next part, depending on what the funds look like, I have somebody coming out to give me a quote on what concrete would look like for all of this. I would kind of like to put a sidewalk along these bumpers here, these parking bumpers, where whoever, when they came in through those man gates, if they were going straight to the rodeo arena, they could follow a sidewalk, have the sidewalk kind of dip down in the corner, so they can go down, and then go into that blue ticketing booth of the rodeo and go into the rodeo. Third, last option, and this is kind of where you guys come in, is if there is still enough money, is actually pouring a couple of cement handicap parking spots. 2 minimum, probably 4 maximum, I would think. So it would be 2 spots with a unloading zone in between. So I believe, I looked it up, 8 feet wide for the parking spots, The unloading zone has to be, I think, 5 feet wide, but if you make it a van unloading zone, it has to be wider than that. So I think 2 parking spots would probably be about 22 feet-ish wide. If we did 4, we could do just 1 van and 3 regular car spots. And so maybe 40, 45 feet. So that's, I guess, why I'm here tonight, is just to ask what your guys' thoughts are and for your blessing if we do have enough money in the grant, if we got the grant first of all, and are able to cover that, what your guys' thoughts are, because that is your property.
Okay.
I talked to Lisa. I did reach out to Lisa since she takes care of the property. She didn't come back with any sort of objection. She really actually likes the idea for the sidewalk. And for the sidewalk portion, she will have to be heavily involved because I will want her to map out where she wants it to be in order for her to have the easiest access for her mowing and stuff. But you know that I know that they do hand lines in that area just to keep the grass green. There's some stock that they put in there sometimes, and then other than that, I think pretty much the only other use really is when you guys loan it to us for those 5 days a year or so during Fair Week. These grants, the maximum grant is $15,000, and so like I said, I haven't even gotten a quote on the sidewalk portion of it yet. So I don't know if this is even something that's going to come up. I think the grants are due March 4th. And so I won't be able to come back to you guys if it is something that we could add into the scope of the project before then.
Okay, so if we did pour some handicap access there, how would they get to the building then?
So these driving gates would be closed. There's a man gate right here, a walk-in gate.
Right.
So the sidewalk will start here. It'll go around the building
Around the
somewhat like
grassy
this,
part? Okay.
and then connect this way, and hopefully even connect this way.
Okay.
And would you be changing the fencing up?
I don't think we would need to change the fencing because just during Fair Week, the drive-in part of those gates are closed.
Right.
And I don't know if they're locked or if they just close them. But that man walk-in gate is just open. So yeah, it would just be open while people had access in and out. I think the rest of the year it's probably closed. I don't even look.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have to take those trees out there?
No, I don't. We would not do anything like that. We would work around them. No, I wouldn't want to do anything. So I would have to see, like I said, I'd have to see what. I'm guessing the cement will have to start on the west side of those trees.
Sure.
And then people so it wouldn't be right up against the fence line.
Yeah. I guess my initial thought is, I really don't have a problem with that. The only caveat I would say is if someday we ever had to do something different with that, we would have to take it out,
Yeah.
right? I don't really know what that would be.
Pretty unlikely.
Pretty
but-
unlikely, but
But you always have to say so.
we just have to.
Yeah,
make
I don't
sure to
have
know
a-
that, right?
I mean, and it's just.
I don't have a problem
It's just
with it
cement
either.
pad, I guess, thick enough for somebody to drive and park on, so
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if nothing else,
I
you
think
guys
it's great that we
we'll
can
have to hammer it out
Yeah.
or something.
do something like that.
I mean, it is the public's property,
Yeah,
and so if
yeah.
it helps the public, then yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
What's your thoughts, Rob?
Yeah, I'm just trying to piece together from what I'm hearing, kind of a mental picture of what I'm looking at, so.
Does he have an email? I can email that
What property
photo.
are we looking at?
Would you say 40?
It's
in this?
right. It's the property that is directly adjacent to the 4-H building, so it's nothing that would impede, in my personal opinion, any airport operations by any means.
And we already let them use it for parking anyway,
Yeah.
Rob. It's really
Okay.
not an issue.
If he wants to, I can email him this picture if he wants it real fast.
Rob, do you want it?
Nah, I think from what I now know, which is based on, I think I have a good idea of where that is now, based on, the fact that we've already got parking there.
Yeah, it's probably within 200 yards of the highway,
Yeah.
so it's
Okay, okay.
very far. It's pretty far away from anywhere near the runway
Right.
at all. So
Right.
And that area there is a no landing zone anyway.
Yeah.
It's a displaced threshold, so I don't really see that it being an issue as far as,
Yeah, an airplane will hit a tree before it hits a car, so.
how about our airport manager? What's your thoughts, Dwight? Come to the mic, please. Waiting to do that.
Dwight Thompson, Airport Manager. I think it's a great idea. I don't see where it would impede any type of airport aviation operations at all. And to repeat what Seth says, it's public land, and I think it's just a good thing that we can do for the community. Yeah, I think it's a win-win.
Perfect. All right, yes, thanks. I guess I was just thinking in my mind, I know there's other grant money available, and maybe it's already gone for this year from, the folks up the hill here.
Line plant?
Huh?
Line plant?
Yeah, the line plant. Remember they have that grant that they give
Yeah,
everybody, and we actually qualified. We got
yeah, the
lighting from,
4-H building and the
lights
roping
for them,
barn
so-
all got new lighting from that from a few years back.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought if you needed a little more money.
Yeah, I don't know, because theirs is more of like a carbon reduction fund,
Oh, yeah.
so it's like
Yeah, you're right.
to grant people
Okay.
projects that
So
will
would
reduce
we
their
need a
energy
motion?
usage.
Yeah, well,
So-
I think we'll just make a motion that we're okay with that.
I move that we approve the tentative zone of the airport property for handicap parking.
Okay. And also add on there that they may have to remove it sometime.
And and it has been notified that we may have to remove it in the future if deemed necessary by the FAA or other governing bodies.
All right. Is there a second?
I second that.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to allow the handicap parking area to go in there on the west side of the 4-H building. And with the caveat that it may have to remove it sometime in the future, which we really don't think it will, but we're just going to make that a part of the
Just in
motion.
case.
Okay, any discussion?
I guess just to clarify also, like max, like I said, I would go for maybe 4 spots.
Okay.
2, just depends on what the budget looks like once I see the quotes.
Okay. I think just let us know how it turns out.
Additional spots could be added in the future, though.
Oh, yeah,
right?
easily you could
Okay.
extend it. I mean,
So up to 4.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Sounds good. Anything else? All right, if there's no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
perfect. I'll
Thanks,
let you
Jeff.
guys know when we hear anything and
Okay,
if it fits into the budget or not.
right on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jess.
Thanks, guys.
That's great, a good addition.
All right, we'll go ahead and hop back to our financial report.
Oh, sure. In your cash account, there was $104,554.32. $104,554.32. In your CIP account, there's $547,189.17.
Okay.
Anybody needs to see that? There it is. I have one claim, Mr. Vice Chair, when you're done.
Okay. All right. Okay, it's the claim.
The claim is for a AAA premium battery. Dwight, for what? I'm sorry.
For the pickup, the white pickup.
Okay, pickup.
Oh, okay.
For in the amount of $208.99.
Yeah, I remember you used to be able to buy a battery for like $110, right?
This battery, we're looking at, it's 15 years old. But I can't get a battery that lasts 4 years.
I know it. That's terrible. All right, good.
All right.
All right, have you guys been making motions to approve the claims?
I move that we approve the financial claims presented to the board.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the financial claims for the airport board. Any discussion?
Should we approve the minutes too?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, there's no further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right. Next is the update discussion, and I don't know if there's be any decisions tonight on the Townsend Airport fly-in planning. I know Jess has been kind of heading that up. She's been working with you, Dwight, on that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're up.
Okay. Caught me here. Okay, Dwight Thompson again, airport manager. It's been a great pleasure planning on this airport fly-in that we've set up for June 13th, Saturday, June 13th. And we've had, Jess and I, we've just been having a blast, just bouncing things back and forth. And what went from a small little fly-in and having some pancake things is probably, I guess my biggest concern is that if somebody that has not been to a fly-in before and comes to our fly-in for the first time, they're going to be very disappointed when they go to their second fly-in ever. This thing has just really blossomed real nice. Jess has had a good friend, Tricia Osborne, who has put together a sample, these very tentative flyer that we're going to send out, and then we're going to have some save the date. There'll be 4 on a sheet that I'll pass out at the aviation conference in Billings. Remember, everything on there is very tentative. So some of the stuff that's on there is already out. We have some different things. So the main thing that we kind of wanted to ask the board tonight is a budget. Because there's going to be some expenses. Porta potties, advertising. We're going to, the 4-H is going to be doing a pancake breakfast. But there's going to be some things that we're going to need to buy. And we don't know what kind of a budget we have to work with as far as getting some of that stuff done.
Do you think we're going to have to pay for trash? I know you had a conversation with TJ.
Yeah, those type of things. I don't know yet. I think we're going to try to. Have you talked to TJ?
I have not.
Yeah. So, there might be $150 for that. We have to pay for trash and such. But maybe we can get that worked out. But and Jess is contacted Kerplunk about getting some porta potties, like 4 of them. I did talk with the city council last night because I asked Eric about trash for the city and stuff, and he suggested I also come to the council and ask about overflow parking down by the water tank. So I presented last night to the city council and was given approval there. And the rodeo fair board has given us permission to use parking on the east side of the airport road, and today I found out we can also use it in the east side of the roping arena, and there's 2 outhouses there that are, yeah. And again, they just asked that we have the pick up litter and stuff. I have some youth groups that may be very interested in helping out with that. So, yeah, but So the biggest thing was we probably need to have there's going to be some expenses come up if we're going to have a PA system. And Rob, that was one of the questions I had for you is Rob is going to give a presentation on drone flying.
Great.
And Rob, will you need portable PA to discuss this?
Well, I was thinking more, I thought about anything at that level. What I was thinking of was just having a display and handouts, and I could just, be there with a drone example, and, people could just come, at their leisure, and if they were interested, and talk to me about it. So I wasn't thinking of a presentation.
Oh, okay. Well, we have you on the schedule for 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And there's some reason for that, Rob. We was trying to do something in that fill time as aircraft get parked and people come in without getting people out in the static air displays and stuff when aircraft are coming in with running propellers, using safety as looking at that. The general public doesn't know the term clear prop and stuff like that. So we thought that'd be something to fill in that time while aircraft get parked. And Rob, are you going to be able to come up on Friday? Do you know, or?
Yeah, I think my schedule's fine for doing that.
Okay.
So,
And all of this is very, I'm sorry, yeah, all of this is very tentative. This is all, it's February, and this is all planning stage, and we need to kick, this is really our first meeting of, outside of just Jess and I doing things. And we have, the thing is that we want to provide a safe environment for Broadwater County and the area residents on how important local aviation is to small communities. That's one of our purposes. And we want to recognize those that are involved with aviation in Broadwater County, our spray ag pilots, our flight training pilots, and then also to the local organizations that help those things. Search and Rescue works with helicopters, and fire department works with fire. So we have, I think there's about 15 aircraft from FWP, DNRC, the National Guard, the Air Force, the Billings Clinic. We have quite a few aircraft coming in, and so this thing has really gotten big. Hot air balloon, gliders, boom. That's my wife's. It'll be pots and pans that will fly in if she hears this. But so, but yeah, it's really just been just a real good thing. We've invited the governor and his airplane to come, and they have not said no. And the Malmstrom Air Force Base, the Grey Wolf, they've look like they're coming. And then to top it all off, have a C-130 low flyover to conclude the event around 12 noon that day. If you're interested in looking at my notes, they're
They're
tentative.
going to change between now and then.
I'm sorry?
Your note's probably going to change a lot.
Oh yeah, these are all very tentative. It's been very fun. I gotta say.
I guess just for information, I talked with Cody today, and he's all in.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. I have had no one say no.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's just like, I think it's going to be the biggest small airport fly-in in the state of Montana. I really think so. I'm just over the top excited about it. So first thing was the budget. If we could get some idea about what we can spend or thing, and then bringing in all these other people to help with parking, the fire department and such. That all helps sell pancakes, for the other group. How do we get pilots here? And one of the things that we had talked about earlier, Jess and I wanted to ask the board, is when we go to print that flyer, we would like to have the board consider dropping the aviation fuel price for that day. When people see that, that might, just something,
A little bonus.
a little bonus. And yeah, so just things, a way of marketing the event.
It's a pretty cool idea. I like it.
Okay, so that's the two things we have for this month.
All right. The 4-H group now, are they going to charge like a fee?
Yeah, it's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser for them. Yeah, and they're kind of doing their own thing. Jess is involved with the 4-H, and so we're hoping to use their hangar, the Lancello hangar that will be built for that breakfast right there,
Okay.
and then also for the dedication of the airport and such, and a little speech, a presentation of colors, Pledge of Allegiance type thing, and stuff like that. So,
Perfect.
yeah. So the more people we can get involved, the more people come out, and there's a lot of people coming, and we want to showcase all that.
Well, and I think we really want to get our folks in the community to to come out to and see their new airport. And,
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Ask
So-
lots of questions. I mean,
Yeah.
future pilots of America.
Yeah,
There you go.
to dream, and
Every
yes,
kid loves airplanes,
yeah, and we're dads.
especially the big ones.
Yeah, we've all been there, and so, we're working on, the parking issues out, all the other things you don't think about other than just sending out a flyer to have pilots, the garbage, safety, communications, the insurance, all that kind of stuff. So, if you like, you can look through this, or, say it's all tentative, but,
Well, I like what the graphics that they come up so far for the flyer.
oh, it's
I
beautiful.
think it looks great.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just very well done.
Good job on that.
Yeah, so a big thank you
Yeah, that
to,
looks really good.
Trish Osborne, so, yeah,
Well, thank you, Trish
yeah,
and Jess.
yeah. So, we'll be asking for more help, and, Aubrey, you're on the list. Well, all of you are on the list, we just need everybody to help out. Adam's gonna be in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I understand.
yeah. So,
So do you want us to make a decision tonight, budget-wise? I mean, we can always change it.
yeah, so we do need to we'd like to get the save the date, postcards, so that we can drop them in the booths and stuff at the aviation conference next
Yeah.
week. And those I got a quote for $22
Okay.
for 100 of them, on a card stock.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the flyer size would be, but we're gonna have postage to, it's a little bit of work, I'm gonna ask Aubrey to help us with that, to send out to the airport managers so they can put up in their pilot lounges and such, and to the VIP places. So we got postage and the cost of the flyers.
And you're going to have porta potties regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm sure even before them are enough, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. We started with 2, and then as this thing has gotten bigger, we got, well, maybe 4, and then we got the other 2 now from the fairgrounds, but,
I mean, initially, I would think you'd want a base minimum of $2,000 and build on that.
Think that'll be
If-
enough, Dwight?
I mean,
Up to, you can say up to $2,000.
yeah, and we can adjust that.
We can adjust it from there.
In March.
I think we'd be very happy with that to get started, Seth.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine that the porta potties alone would be probably $600-700.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that much, but,
Yeah, I don't
I'd
know.
rather overshoot it than undershoot it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Could be a messy situation if we don't have enough.
Well, like I say, we can always
Yeah,
make a
yeah.
change.
Yeah, I think the biggest things right now is what you might think about fuel, to advertise that on the flyer that we go on. And the flyer doesn't have to go out right away. The biggest thing is the save the
But
date.
sooner the better with people, if they're planning, and we
Yeah.
can get it to, flight schools down in Bozeman too, because they fly up and students love to fly into those things.
Yeah, yeah. I really want to highlight the flight schools that we have here
Yeah.
with, and stuff, but, but we want everybody to come. But as far as showcasing Broadwater County,
Yeah.
yeah, and how everybody supports the airport.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Is Aeronautics going to be there? Are they going to?
Yes, yeah, they're coming.
Okay.
Would you like to see what we have coming so far?
Yeah.
Or, this is, so, a few of the organizations that I had brought up, when I was talking, people say, oh, no, you'll never get them to come. And not only are they just bringing one, like Burns Clinic, for example, they'll send a helicopter to these type of events, where they never send an airplane. They're sending both. DNRC and Fish and Wildlife Parks would send a helicopter. They're sending both helicopter and fixed wing, so there's another six.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Yeah, it really is.
We had a nice ramp to build on.
Yeah,
Fit everybody too.
yeah.
So that's going to be like,
So right now, our tentative plan is static area, the VIPs that are listed there on our ramp, and then the guys that fly in from Augusta or Shoto and stuff to use that land on our new taxiway and that hangar area over there for those, and then possibly the grass runway for parking if we need, and then if we need to park in front of your hangar, down
yeah.
that taxiway for the event.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
pull people in there.
Okay.
So, but, I know that we haven't come up with all the answers to there's things that are coming up yet, but it's a really good outline of what's going on.
Okay.
Very exciting. Do you guys have any questions on it?
I don't, I mean, I'm excited that it's finally taking place, something we've talked about for a while.
Yeah,
It's
it's
here,
gonna be
so
fun.
great.
Yeah, it'll be here.
Perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess the discussion's been $2,000 as initial budget. What's your thoughts, Rob?
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. Once we get bids and things, we'll really know where we are and be able to actually come up with a real budget. That's a good starting.
Okay. All right. We'll have a motion now.
I move that we approve a tentative budget of $2,000 for the fly-in initial expenses.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to approve a $2,000 budget, initial budget for the fly-in. So, any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. 2,000.
Okay, I
Right?
appreciate that.
Yep.
Great. Great.
I know
Yep,
you
thank-
will make it go as far as it can go.
We
too.
will sure try.
You're very good at that. I guess I kind of skipped over the leases, the airport leases. Before I got all excited.
That's how you
about-
caught me off guard there. I wasn't
know,
ready
I got all
for it.
excited about talking about the fly-in, so sorry about that.
Darn right.
All right, we do have two leases in front of us. One is from Eric Stahl, and he is looking at lot number 20. I believe that's over on the new side. I'm not quite sure where that's at, but he is planning to build a 2,500 square foot hangar.
Oh, we assigned numbers to him.
Perfect.
So he's doing right behind the future FBO then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. We're going to need this later on, so
Yeah.
we'll hold on to that.
I need
Thanks.
to add to it, yeah.
Okay.
I can't talk to pilots unless I have it.
Reference the spot due east of the future FBO site.
Okay. Let's see. He has a start date for his lease of the 1st of March, but there's no year in there.
I'm supposed to put that in, it's 2026.
26?
Yeah, yeah. He was trying to do this when he was at the airport.
Okay.
He was flying out.
Yeah, I knew he was going to work. Okay.
I don't know about the signature, I'm like, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I don't.
We'll, we can do the signatures that we have if we approve it. All right, I mean, looks like everything's here. He knows what his rent will be, his lease. So, and he received a copy of this document.
But yes.
He's aware of the hangar construction requirements. He knows what that checklist is.
Yes.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? No? Okay, is there a motion to approve the lease for Eric J. Stahl on lot number 20?
I move that we approve as the board the lease for lot 20 to Eric Stahl.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that for Eric.
Okay, is any further discussion on Eric Stahl, lot number 20? All right, I have nothing to add, so hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? All right,
You need 3 signatures on that too. I think,
yeah,
right?
you'll
So-
have to get Adams. When he gets back, that's
Okay.
okay.
Did he give a tentative footprint on it other than 2,500?
He did not.
I want,
That's actually part of his presentation, once he gets going, he's supposed to kind of give us an idea of what his hangar's gonna look
And
like.
I thought I wrote down 45 by 45. And I think I asked him that. Is that right? Is that what it said?
50 by 50 would be a 2,500, so he
I think
may,
he's going with whatever is on there, which is a 50 by 50. But
Okay.
does that mean you can build a
25
50 by
25.
50?
yeah.
But I don't know why I wrote that 45. But yes, I'll take care of it.
I mean, and it could be 60 by 40 or 60 by,
Yeah. And this still needs to go to the county commission for final approval, so.
varying dimensions.
Yeah. All right, the next one is for Parker Chadwick. Let's see, he doesn't have a date here as his effective date start. Did he indicate anything? Okay. His lot number 13, he's planning on building an 1,800 square foot hangar. Is that 45 by 40? Is that what we know?
I believe that when we looked at it last, to the best of my recollection, is it was 40 deep
Yeah.
and then 44 wide.
Yeah, 45 by 40 would be 1,800 square feet. So that must be the
Yes.
size of the hangar
Yes.
that he's planning.
I did give him your number, Seth, because I
Yeah,
already calling you.
yeah. I know I've pegged it. I've put pegs in the ground, but it'd be best to go out there and double check it.
Yeah. Okay.
That spot's the one next to you, Seth.
That's
right?
correct. It's between Folkford and Wolfgram.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I've got a diagram here.
I think we came up with 44, but yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
that sounds right.
All right, so, I mean, I see the date that he's, effective date is not there. The rental amount is not in, and the date for his first lease payment is not there. So I guess really we would like to have Parker come in and talk with us. I don't think we can approve this lease the way it is right now. It's not complete.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
I'll contact him.
And really what I would like to do, Dwight, if it would be okay, is for him to get together with you and go measure that out, see if that's gonna work, knowing that what the setbacks have to be.
I agree. You know, I like to be involved with some of this to see what they're talking about. I haven't heard from either one of these, so
Okay.
I kind of feel lost, but,
Well,
Yeah.
actually, we'll have Eric get a hold of you as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's still not, has no final approval. The
yeah,
commissioners still need to approve it, so.
yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. And I guess also for Parker, he needs to be aware that he has to have firewalls. I think probably on at least 2 of his walls.
I know that we had to have
2.
only to the rear, I think.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
can't quite remember, but I know that because there was no other building there, that
Yeah,
Yeah,
it changed it. So
yeah,
there could be a potential for 3 firewalls.
that could be a potential for 3.
However, with the construction in hangar 12, I do know that because we had the fireproof paint, that it reduced
Oh,
the layers of drywall. So it did cut the expense
Oh,
down
that's-
because of the fireproof paint.
that's cool. Okay.
But I
That's good
know
to
the primary owner on that one would have the information.
Okay,
I do know that the Lancello building on 9 also was given that information, so he may have more current with the inspectors on what the requirements would be. Because he would only have to have his firewall up against 11 and 8.
right.
and he might be far enough away that he does it.
Yes, true,
Yeah.
because I believe you don't have to have a firewall Don't quote me on this, I think it was 15 feet.
Yeah, that's what sticks in my mind too, says 15 feet. And the prior
To fit
applicant,
in against Cody and 12, to fit that, you're right at the 10-foot margin.
Right, and I don't know if you have to have one on the back wall, like you said, you may have to have one there too, so.
Yeah.
I guess we just.
Because, and I think this one didn't have to have one because we had to have the access to there's a,
Oh.
between 11 and 12, there was a utility access which
Right.
made for 15 feet
Foot
between
wide.
them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like 11 and 12, Daryl and Seth, there's no firewall on your back wall, is there? And I think this.
See, 11, I don't know if you have a
See, when
firewall.
I
Yeah.
built mine, that requirement wasn't in place.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
It's.
In
it's
12, I
just
do know
changed.
that the firewall, but I do know that he did the whole thing in fire paint.
Okay.
I think he just,
And as I recall, the prior applicant for number 13 there was looking at a smaller hangar, but still, he was going to push that up against Cody's hangar, and we were looking at a firewall requirement on that east wall, so.
Okay.
And then he pulled that applicant out, and so, anyway,
All right.
yeah.
All right, good, yeah, we'll get some more information on that. And then where Jess and Dylan are building their hangar, that was lots 9 and 10, right?
It's the old,
Yeah.
site.
Yeah.
I think they did site.
Yeah,
plan
so
too.
we're just gonna call that lot 9 then? Okay, perfect.
Mr. Vice Chair, I have something from Commissioner Randolph.
Yes,
She said we can get leases on the commission agenda March 11th or 4th if we need to, or after the next airport board meeting makes sense.
okay, all right. That makes sense. I think at this time, there's only probably one that could, if you can get Adam's signature on there,
Yes.
when he gets
Eric.
back, then it can go to the commission. This other one we need to wait on.
And Eric still needs to come in. You know the dimensions for him, and he still needs to come in and talk to you, right? Should he still come in?
He
and
needs to talk with Dwight.
He needs to talk to
He really needs to
Okay.
talk with Dwight and get that all lined out. And
Okay,
go measure it out, make sure it's right.
okay, okay. I'll let him know.
Okay, we're back on track. I think we've got everything taken care of. Okay, next on the agenda is discuss and decision, David Kirk, Southwest Montana Car Club, and the use of the Townsend Airport. Is that, is there new information on that?
Yeah, and I've been able to interact with David Kirk. We've gone back and forth with quite a few emails with regards to their use. He provided at my suggestion, a PDF with a description of what that event would look like.
Right.
There was a discussion with regard to the utilization of the airport space. I think Auburn emailed out that information to everyone on the board. I'm not sure if people.
They have copies, Rob.
Yeah, and we have copies in front of us, Rob, so.
Yeah, copies, okay. Yeah, he went through, quite a bit of detail with regards to what an event would look like. I could run through each one of the points he had, or I could hit the highlights running through
Well,
it.
I don't think that's necessary, Rob. I mean, when we left it last time, we kind of left it with them, right? To determine whether they wanted to jump through those hoops to meet the criteria for the FAA. Is that how I understand it?
Yeah, and what he did was he provided me with a full description of what the event would look like.
Right.
And that would be the information that we would be, filling in on that FAA form with regards to the description of what was going to be taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Because the majority of the items on there had to do with construction closure,
Right.
and this was a different type of event. And really everything that needs to be discussed goes into that description box that's on that form that
Okay.
essentially provides the information with regard to that.
All right.
I made, after taking a look at what he provided, there were a few points that I really wanted to make sure that the board was aware of
Okay.
that might impact the decision we would make. And in fact, I think if we, hear everything today, it may be very useful for the entire board to be present. before we make a decision. I think
Sure.
that would be my recommendation.
Okay.
But in terms of whether our willingness to move forward. So a few of the things that I noted was that, based upon the diagram and the discussions I've had with him on email, in addition to the ramp area, they would also like access to the new taxiway where we're going to have hangar construction taking place.
Right.
In addition to that, they would also like, if possible, to access the taxiway leading to the end of runway 35, all the way up to the whole short line. And the reason for that is they thought for some reason that it was wider than the taxiway going down by the hangars. But in fact, in looking at the diagrams of the airport, I believe all of them are 25 feet. So they had concerns as to whether they could turn their cars around to stage them in a grid pattern to end of the course to actually run the course. And so with regard to that, some of the things I was thinking about was a potential conflict with hangar construction, since we are going to have hangars that are going to be in the process of being built and may need access to provide a means of getting construction materials and things in. And so there's that potential conflict. The other one that I see, using the taxiway all the way up to the Holt line on 3.5 does create a situation where people are going to have to back taxi if they're landing from the north, or back taxi if they're entering the runway to take off on 3.5. So those are potential conflicts that will be created by the blockage of the entire ramp area.
Okay.
Another thing that came up is if we have any aircraft that are tied down, those are going to have to be moved, and not knowing what transient aircraft might be there, or aircraft that are permanently based at the field. I know we have one right now that's tied down.
Mm-hmm.
Those would have to be moved to accommodate their needs.
Okay.
And in addition to that, I further queried as to whether this event would be available to be viewed by the public. And in the document, they say this is not a public event. This is something that's exclusively for the attendees that would be driving and their families that may accompany them. So it's not something that would be of benefit from the standpoint of a spectator event where people could look at cars that have been set up for this type of activity. So there would be no, ability to have that sort of benefit.
So would
the main benefit would, go ahead, Seth.
would we be in effect denying public access to public property then?
Effectively, that's what it would do. It would exclude the aviation public as well as the Broadwater County public from being able to, have use of the airport at that point in time.
Or any tax-paying citizen?
Yeah. I'm looking at the diagram, Rob. It looks like they left room, a taxi lane there in front of the fuel, so aircraft could get fuel if they needed to. Was that their idea?
Yeah, they did accommodate that.
Okay.
That is true, although that's only a 25-foot lane that's open there.
Okay.
There are those issues, and so I think that there are definitely some negatives to this, since it's really sort of an exclusively private event.
Okay. So did I hear you say that we're going to have to submit the application to the FAA?
Yep, we'd be the ones responsible for doing that, because we'd be the sponsor of this event.
Okay.
I don't know if I could sponsor it if it was private, because it's a public airport.
Yeah, that was one of the things that was concerning to me. I thought this might be something where people would have an opportunity to, enjoy, taking a look at, the activity, watching the you know, people running the course and also look at the cars, but apparently that's not what they intend.
Okay.
I mean, and in addition to that, we'd be blocking off access to a lessee's ability to get to their property in addition. I mean, I know these
Yeah.
things in the long run might be seen as minor inconveniences, but we are bound by our lease that we are granting access to these properties. And so if anyone doing construction or anyone wanting to take their airplane out, you
Yep.
know, I know that
they would move.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I know, I remember them also saying that they'd move and accommodate as such.
Right.
I guess,
Okay.
something to think about.
True. Dwight?
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to bring all these issues up before, you know, we really got to the point of making a decision. Now, we can certainly make a decision today not to move forward. There is a lot of work on our part to make this happen, you know, from the standpoint of, you know, working with the FAA and, you know, working with you know, the tenants of the airport to let them know that there'd be closure.
Right.
There would be interference with normal activities. So, you know, I think, you know, it's really a point of discussion, I think, at this point, all of us that are here at the board meeting tonight, to decide whether we would want to move forward with this or whether we want to table it till the next meeting, or, you know, what exactly the thoughts are of all of us in attendance today.
Right, good, thanks, Rob. Dwight, you want to weigh in on this a little bit from your perspective?
Oh, yeah, Dwight, definitely. Oh, I have one more point, sorry. Let me bring this up. They do have their own liability insurance, but I don't know how this would interface to our airport liability insurance, where this would be looked upon as something that they would maybe not really want us to be doing.
Yeah.
So that's something that needs to be explored.
I mean, I look at their insurance, it looks like they've got plenty of coverage.
Yeah.
I don't
the
really,
coverage looks
I don't think
pretty
that's
good.
gonna be an issue, honestly, but. All right, Dwight, what's your thoughts?
Well, one, Rob has put a lot of time and effort into doing the background for us on this thing from the airport side. I wish that they were here tonight to kind of answer some of the questions, and I think tabling it would be a great idea. Like Seth had said, they had spoken about they could move things if they needed to. The cones are just cones to move, and it wouldn't really hamper, I think, local air operations. It'd be nice to be able to rent out the area, like they said. They would negotiate with you guys a price to be able to use that. So that might be a little feedback for our some income for our fly-in.
Can we rent a public property like that? I mean,
That's a good question.
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I guess other places have been doing it. I don't know if that's
I mean,
yeah, I don't
an
know.
I don't really
FAA sponsored
think-
airport.
I don't think it'd be okay. I mean, just no different than somebody wanting to pay to lease the fairgrounds, you know, for a
Yeah.
wedding or something. So I don't think that's an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, but yeah, they rent the, yeah. So, yeah, I don't have a problem personally with it. I know Rob has taken this thing, put a lot of time into it, but I think we could, they had asked for a one-time trial for the board to see what they do and what, so, yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
If you guys don't, I can make it work.
I'd like to get the other opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, yeah,
I'd like Adam and Jess
table
to
it.
weigh in on this.
Mhm. yeah. I agree.
I don't always see everything, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. So
So I did tell them the other one about a handheld, for chatter, and I'd be available to do that if they needed it.
Okay. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put it on next month's agenda then for discussion.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Okay, next is the discussion decision, Northwest Energy quote for cutting into direct bury primary and installing new junction for future hangars. And we have a quote on, I think it was, I want to say $4,700 out there. So, yeah, $4,717. And
It's also in your packet.
yeah, and there's a construction agreement that we would have to sign. And I guess I talked with Adam a little bit on this. He made a good point that it takes a while to get on our schedule and get things done. So I think maybe the sooner we can make a decision on this, the best. Would be the best for us.
I agree.
Sounds good.
I don't think $4,700 is
Doesn't seem unreasonable.
does seem unreasonable to me to get power there. The only thing I wasn't sure about is how far they go. You know what I'm saying? How far do they put the power in?
They just put it to the box, they're just putting that green box in.
Yes.
And then everyone who attaches to it, it's their job
Yeah.
to,
Well, like ours, they brought it down to the kind of the middle, and everybody kind of went out from there.
I think
Is that kind of
what my understanding was is it would be somewhere off of Hangar 23
Okay.
on the far east end of the road.
I kind of thought that as well. So that means everybody would have to.
Everyone, and you know, the furthest run is the one who pays the most.
Right.
So Mr. Stahl in 20, if he was to hook up off there,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't charge, I think they charge past a certain percentage, if I remember correctly, but my knowledge is 2 years old on this. So,
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, this has been done other places. The first person always pays the bill, and then everybody else contributes when they hook up.
yeah, and I don't know if if the airport would be refunded or not, but it's a service that has to be
Yeah,
provided
I
as part
think-
of it.
I think it's just part of our.
Yeah, it's a sunk cost as far as the
Yeah.
construction goes, as
Yeah.
far as I'm seeing it.
I think that cost is one that we bear.
Yeah, so. I don't think it needs,
Okay.
if we want something to happen in the near future, I do agree that the, getting on the schedule. And they may be able to, seeing as how this is the first real frost we've had the whole year, they might be able
Well,
to do this quite
yeah,
quickly.
And
Did
oh,
we get,
did Rob get disconnected? I know in the past.
Are you there, Rob?
I'm back.
Okay, cool.
That, you know, our local
Yeah,
Northwest Energy guys,
Sean is,
yeah, Sean, he's so good to work with.
yeah, Sean and Andy, I think
And,
Andy Newman's
if
on there now.
They get a
too.
break in their schedule and it can be done, they'll jump on it.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah, I don't know if we're up for motions, but
yeah, well, we are.
yeah.
you have to decide on two options per the email.
Well,
It just says we have the following options: pay the cost of the new box,
Oh.
and then let, is that, you understand? And let the hangar owners tap into their costs going forward, or don't pay for the new box. In that case, the first hangar to be built would incur the cost you were discussing. Now,
Well,
you would then have to turn
I believe
around
it's
and
part
get
of the
reimbursed.
airport's responsibility to
I
do
do
the box.
too. I think we
So,
pay for the box and then the hangar owners after that can,
I move that we as the airport board approve the acquisition of Northwestern Energy putting a utility box in.
okay, state the amount, please.
The anticipated amount is $4,717, $4,717.
Okay, any further discussion? Dwight,
Yeah,
hold on, Dwight, we got a discussion.
well, you can go ahead and second.
No.
Oh,
Is that pertain to this?
yeah.
Yeah, we need to hear it.
Yeah, so the only thing, or a thing that we could consider there is passing it and then applying for a grant from aeronautics next year if we wanted to. They will look at funding projects.
Reimbursement.
Reimbursing a
Okay.
fund, so.
Well, that's a good thought, sure. And I know we have other improvements to do on that site as well, so
Yeah,
we'll keep
yeah.
that in mind.
Yeah,
for Other projects.
Yep.
Okay, thanks, Dwight.
Should we, possibly, should I re-amend it to be slightly above that, just in case, or?
Yeah, do
Well,
that. Yeah, do
okay.
that.
I have something
Go
to
ahead.
bring
Sure.
up. I remember in what Adam had sent out, there was a discussion as to whether we would pay for the entire setup and then bill people as they built their hangars, or whether we were going to essentially just take it to a certain point and everybody would have to individually, essentially do the work themselves with the power company.
Yeah, and that was part of our discussion, Rob. I think we,
Okay, I missed that, I guess, because I got.
you got cut off, yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah, sorry, okay.
what we were talking about was is that we could have Northwest Energy put in the transformer box, which would be on the
Right.
southeast side of the field there.
Yeah.
And then it would be up to the
Uh-huh.
hangar owners to make that connection at their expense.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, I mean, we have a quote for 4717, let's just stick with that.
Okay,
Sure.
sounds good.
Yeah. All right, is there a
Okay,
second?
great. I'll second that.
Okay. All right, motion been made and seconded to approve the Northwest Energy construction agreement for $4,717 to install the transformer at the airport, on the south side of the airport. Okay, all those in favor? Oh, we already had our discussion. I'll ask again, is there any further discussion? No? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. I can sign this, so we can get this going.
So does Vice Chair, does that need to go to that doesn't need to go to the
It needs to go to Northwest Energy from here.
So I'll get it.
Am I still connected?
You are,
Yes.
Rob, yep.
Okay, all right. A lot of silence there.
I'm signing a document.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we can get this going. Get on their schedule. Thank you, Aubrey. Okay. Oh, I can hand this back to you as well.
Okay, yep.
Aubrey keeps us very well organized, and we appreciate her. We appreciate her. Okay, next on the agenda is the discussion decision, Zito snow removal quote.
That's in your packet as well?
And,
Or no,
yeah.
it's not in your packet.
Yeah.
And I can address that.
Okay, I'll just read out what it is. It's a bid to snow plow airport runway and all asphalt areas to accommodate for all air travel, $150 an hour, and they estimate 2 hours to do with that. Excuse me, and the snow will be pushed to where we designate them to push that. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, so we set up an appointment with Lynn there of A to Z, and so Commissioner Randolph and I met him out at the airport and, essentially showed him around. I gave him an airport diagram, and so he could take a look at what the totality of the layout of the field was. And further, in further discussion, he brought up that they had just purchased new plow trucks and plows, and they had the ability to actually run 3 trucks simultaneously. They had, different configurations of plows in the trucks, but basically it worked out to where they had a 14-footer and 2 10-footers, and so he felt that for clearing the snow, they could actually do the entire runway in just 2 directional motions, where they plow down, turn around, and plow back, and so they could clear that pretty rapidly, and then using the same technique to clear the ramp area and taxiways. They also assured us that they wouldn't plow in the hangar owners, so that they would essentially just, kind of make a cut, pull it into the main taxiway, and then push that out toward the end.
Sure.
They know that that can be a real bother to try to move piled up snow.
Yeah, if you get there early enough, you can, but if it freezes and turns to ice, then she's a bugger.
And that included the run-up area, not just the runway, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Essentially, the entire airport,
Okay.
would be something that he felt that they could actually surprisingly get done in about 2 hours. But it does make sense when you essentially have 34 foot of plow that you can be essentially moving snow simultaneously.
So
Go ahead.
I guess the question I have is that $150 an hour per truck? So if he's running 3 trucks, is that a $900 swath at 2 hours then?
No, that's
Okay.
150 an hour for all of the trucks.
Okay,
Good deal.
okay.
And the other things that we discussed were, sequencing. They currently have a contract for both the post office and the school. And so they thought they could potentially get to us earlier, they have to have that done by 6 o'clock, I think you said.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would come to us around 6 to do the clearing, and I would think, that's reasonable. The other thing that we talked about was the potential for emergency calls with regard to air ambulance or something like that to need access, or area the ramp area for a helicopter if they were going to come in and pick someone up, via ambulance. So talking about essentially clearing away via the road access to the ramp area that would be essentially that corner of the ramp where the fuel dock is,
Okay.
so that an aircraft could come in and also clear the way from the taxiway and runway to
Sure.
give access to that aircraft.
Okay.
So he seemed to be very willing to work with us, and was very encouraging to think they could get it done so rapidly with the plow setup they have.
All right, that sounds good. Rob, did you guys talk about, and you mentioned if they had to do a call out, would it still be the 150 an hour, or would they want something else?
He didn't say anything about it costing anything extra for doing that.
Okay. All right, good. I got a question for Dwight. Yeah, based on your experience the past couple of years, how many times do you think you would plow the airport in
So,
season?
when I was using the 12-foot plow, and the old size, the runway goes by really quick, and but it's that parking area now that we've doubled it. Seth answered got the same questions I had. Was that for 150 for one plow or for 3 plows? So I think when you get 36 feet out there, you can probably get that thing done. I think that,
As long as we don't have any bogey aircraft on the ramp.
yeah.
That was something.
I guess it's worth a try. $300 is when you're looking at
On a year like this, it's a low cost, and last
Yeah.
year it would have been,
Exactly.
it would
that's
have
where I'm
been
going.
twice a month.
Yeah.
How many times? So I kind of want to get in my mind what it would cost us roughly a year. Did you go apply 6 times last year?
Yeah, at least,
least.
yeah.
I would say it was probably at 12.
Yeah, there, at least minimum six times that we
And
were
then
out there.
drifting was the big
Yeah. Getting it off early is key, and so when the sun hits it, you get that ice off of there, and Mother Nature does a great job of helping us out. I think it's worth a try.
That one
Yeah.
day that you and I were out there, there was a good
Yeah,
12 inches of snow.
yeah.
It was something
Yeah.
different.
But when you're only hitting it with 10 feet at a time, and if a 10-foot plow or a 12-foot plow, you can, when you're on the ramp, you're lucky to get 4 to 6 feet at a pass, because everything's just getting pushed to the side.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where a push plow really comes in handy on the ramp area that we don't have, and I don't think he does either. But if they can line up 20 feet at a time and make a pass and push it,
Well, it seems to me that when we had winds out of the north, it created the most of the problem. So if it can be
Yeah.
directionally plowed to the south we didn't have as much
Yeah.
problem. But
Yep.
if you plow into the north, then you're gonna create drifts.
It
and
drifts,
everything
yep,
else.
that's, you can't do that, yeah. But,
It comes
yeah.
out of the northwest, and so even if it was plowed to the southwest, it would greatly aid in.
Yeah, when I initially saw this, Daryl, I thought, 2 hours is no way with with a 10-foot plow, but if you're adding three plows to do that, it's certainly possible.
Yeah.
And he's, yeah,
Well, we'll know more after the first time it goes out. They'll
Yeah.
have a pretty good
Yeah.
estimate on what that'll
And,
be.
and
Yeah.
maybe it's the law of averages. Maybe you have a year like this year, and maybe you have a year like
Yeah.
last year, and it averages out in your budgets.
That's
Yep.
true.
So,
So I just figured it out there, so 6 times at 300 is $1,800. So we're looking at
I
that.
mean, your maintenance costs on your equipment,
Oh,
just to do it would be.
and, the thing about it with these guys is they're gonna be, it looks like available 24/7, where with the county, you're looking to Monday through Thursday, so a lot of times we'd hit it on a Friday snow, and then
and they
not have equipment until Monday.
so.
Yeah,
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 All right.
yeah. Sometimes you pay for the convenience.
yeah.
Mr. Vice Chair,
Yes.
I have a statement from Miss Commissioner Randolph, and you have a second. I think it's a great deal with Zito. There is no commitment or long-term contract. Why not try it? I will need communication with Dwight on scheduling.
So
Okay.
it's essentially a per diem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's worth a try
Yeah.
for doggone sure, so.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
How about you, Rob? Any thoughts?
No, I think it's great,
Okay.
and also, we were just talking about a potential aircraft sitting there. He had no problem plowing around an aircraft, so he would give it a buffer zone and make sure not to run into it, so.
Yeah.
Since we have one sitting out there in the middle of a ramp.
I mean, but that's the risk that a ramp aircraft takes, is having to plow them in, and that they have to go shovel themselves out.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
just, yeah, and he has to do what's most adequate for the rest of the general public,
Yeah.
which is keeping fuel and taxiways open and.
What's our tie-down situation? They just have the pad eyes out there, and we have tie-downs at the pilot shack they can use to.
Yeah, we need to get, I need to upgrade that a little
Okay,
bit.
That'll be another
Yeah.
discussion.
It could be an aeronautics grant too, so,
Yeah,
Okay.
part of the
I just,
group.
I didn't want to have all those chains or whatever out there and then have them plow over the top.
yeah, yeah, they should be removed before they plow, so, yeah, sometimes they get iced in.
Any pilot would probably have backups in their airplane like
Yeah.
I do.
Most
so.
likely.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, all right, is there a motion?
I move that we approve going with Zito's, or A to Z for snow removal.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion is made and seconded to approve the Zito snow removal at $150 per hour. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next is the report from Robert Petchin Associates. Do we have anything from Lance?
I have his update there in your, I think
Oh,
it's a
right here.
separate-
Yeah, I got it right here, yeah.
And then you
Okay,
have that email that he needed a decision on for the FAA grant amendment request. I'm not here to discuss any.
is that here? Is that on our
No,
agenda?
that's, and we have the happy testing, and I don't know if there needs to be a decision on that, I don't know, and the grant for the sprinkler system, so I don't know. Only what you got in your emails.
Okay, so the grant amendment, if I remember right, was some additional asphalt, right?
Yes. And is there an amount there, Mr.?
There is.
266,833
Mm-hmm.
somewhere.
Um,
That's what was in the email.
200, see, change order 1, award. Oh, that's the other, not. Oops, excuse me.
spreadsheet attached to it too, but I didn't copy that off.
I might have it. See if I printed that.
Perhaps the board could consider approving an FAA grant amendment request up to $266,803, subject to the adjustments when the final FAA flight check costs are known. They've included the maximum amount within the spreadsheet, so we'll end up being lower than that number after the FAA refunds the unused balance from a flight check.
Doesn't say on here, does it? What do your notes say, Abra?
Well, the email that he sent you said, please, so I may not have the final cost of the FAA flight check in time for the meeting, but perhaps the board could consider
Okay.
that. Do you remember him getting-
Yeah, all right.
I don't know what he wants us to actually.
Okay. Are we under a time constraint with this grant? Do anybody know?
I don't know either.
It's,
I thought he was going to be
I'm
here.
not sure.
okay.
It's not clear from the email, just looking at it here, as to what exactly the vote would be on
Yeah.
specifically.
Okay. Well, I guess since we really don't have the information, we can't make a decision on it, so. But I do remember it was ovaries, they, instead of putting down 3 inches, they put down 4 inches in this particular place, and there was an extra cost to that. And it would be covered by the 90% by the FAA, and I guess with the other 10% be us. Is that how that was gonna go? I guess we better have that discussion too, so. All right, we'll put
Yeah,
Till next time.
We'll just push that to next month.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, PAPI testing. Dwight,
I can give a little update on that. I did meet with RPA and South Hills Electric when that testing was done. That's to certify the PAPI that the FAA does. Those guys came out of Oklahoma City, and that cost was about $20,000. That was also figured in on the original FAA cost, so that was kind of a wash for us. The problem was they came up here and did their testing, and the North PAPI system, decided to give a little hiccup. And those guys stayed on with their Challenger, making multiple passes for a while, but they had to finally
Bail for
fuel,
right?
yeah, which stopped I felt bad for the electric company because electricians were working on what the heck has gone wrong here. And I don't know where they're at with that, but we're going to have FAA come back and recertify that North PAPI. And I don't know how that's going to be paid.
okay.
So that's it on that. Yeah.
All right, that's good. And then as long as you're there, the grant for the sprinkler system, apparently they tore up all our sprinklers there during the construction, which I totally understand.
Yeah, and Mary from RPA has got those figures and stuff done. I don't know what they are, but
It
they're
was
covered.
around 15 grand.
Yeah, but they're working on that.
At the highest.
All right, good enough. Well, you might as well stay there, Dwight. You're next up for airport manager discussion.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of things have been happening, with the PAPI and such, but we did get that grant from Aeronautics for 8U9 for Canyon Ferry, and it was perfect timing because there was no snow. The county had some time to do this, so they pulled the trigger and ordered the gravel. They got some gravel for the underlayment from the Red Rock. Daryl was there to look at that, and They went right to town, and it looks really, really nice out there. They did pull off on Monday. They started a week ago. They were thinking, TJ was thinking, 10, 12, 14 days, issued a NOTAM and closed the airport. And after 4 days, they had the project half done. And they came back on Tuesday. Yeah, they were off this Monday for a holiday. Came back on Tuesday and pretty much wrapped it up, but the weather turned cold, so they pulled their equipment except for the roller out there. I opened the airport this morning, and they took out some high spots and filled in some dips, and it's much better than I thought. They've done a very, very nice job building that runway. So that's it with Canyon Ferry. There were some orange cones that were on the south end. I did move those, and I did have Top Gun give me a quote. I've been spraying those with a spray can, and they last about 3 or 4 months. The paint, and then
Need an industrial enamel.
yeah, and so I haven't got the quote back what that might be looking at, but would kind of while we have them off, it might be easy for them just to spray it. So we'll see what that is. So that's it with 8U9 right now. Any questions for that?
Did they haul all the gravel then that they needed?
Pretty much, and we're under what they thought because they did use the red rock from the limestone to fill in some stuff. So we're under that. I don't know how much under we have some. There's a spot there by Bob Hollister's that comes in. That's a dip that they want to come back and throw some more truckloads of gravel in there. And then down by the parking area where they lift it up and where it goes in, there's kind of a dip there. So if an aircraft comes in a little bit fast, we certainly want them to nose down and then have a prop strike going into the parking area there. So he's going to look at fixing that. But I think pretty close to being done. Right, looking at
That's awesome.
yeah, it is. It's very good there.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the weather's going to turn
Perfect
nice
timing.
again, so they'll get a chance to go.
Yeah, and this is good. The thing about it is it's going to last a long time. There is a thought, a question of whether or not we want to throw a small layer of mag chloride over that down the road here. Our grant said materials. It doesn't just say gravel, so it might be if we have some money to do that.
If there's some left in it, if the gravel came in under,
Yeah,
any little add-ons you can
yeah,
help.
yeah.
The
So
longevity especially.
yeah, and I think TJ will look at that. That was a recommendation from the road crew and stuff. So we'll hear back from that. Back on the fly-in, a thing that came up, and that's the insurance. The county has its own insurance for the airport, and then also the airport board has our own insurance. So the question is whether or not we have double coverage on it if we're paying for double coverage. They're both two different underwriters, but it's ran through the same insurance agency in town. I think that we should look into that because if we did have a claim, which insurance company is going to pay the claim? If it's
They
like,
usually duke it out in court.
Huh?
Those insurance companies usually duke it out in court.
yeah. So if we don't need to have it, if we're paying for an extra insurance, I think it's worth looking at. I have talked with Commissioner Randolph about that, and
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I think we'd have to look at the current county insurance if it would cover any hangar loss for, something that, I don't know.
Yeah. It appears to me that we got double coverage from both, but
Okay, good enough.
so it's worth looking into, I think, right now. These things sometimes just pop up and you kind of scratch your head and think, what's going on there.
Yep.
And then with our egg, or with our ramp, the question is had one of the egg flyers asked me about it today, and one was electricity, which you guys have already discussed, and the other one is water. And that came up a few months ago, was water. We kind of discussed that, and this might be the time to look at getting water pushed over there to that south side of the ramp. it was Cody Volport, he has thrown out that he would pay for that, or help with that.
Would that be off the well that's at the pilot lounge and piped across? Because I know that they redid a whole bunch of that.
Yeah.
For the Hangar 9.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I got two trains of thought. One is that.
Yeah.
The other is just actually put a well on that side of the airport, because I think
Well, we had discussed that because
Yeah.
24 was looking at doing
yeah.
a community, or someone would have to punch a community well.
Right.
But if it was that case and you're going to run a well there, it would probably be more the airport's responsibility if you're allowing water out in this area than say this person have the community well,
Right.
and then you have people tap into it.
Yeah.
If you're going to, because you wouldn't want the owner of Hangar 24 being supplying water to the general public out there.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think if that was the direction we wanted to go, I think the county should own that well.
That was my thought. We're
Yeah.
we're owning that electrical box, and going off of that.
And then you tie right to it and.
Yeah, because there'll be
And-
other hangar operators that probably will
Yeah.
want to have some water, and that
So-
way it's on that side.
Yeah, that makes sense. If firefighting crews needed water for fire, there you have a well that might be able to.
Logistically, and you wouldn't want to be running utilities across all those taxiways.
Not
You'd
if
only
we-
want to go.
Yeah, I'd hate to tear through the brand-new taxiway
Yeah.
to throw that. So that would be my thought to ask the board is, should we just punch a well there and
And what would
And
be
have a well.
determining that is that if these individuals had a septic system, then your well has to be 100 feet away from the nearest septic,
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, it would make sense to maybe just put the well down here, so that it's not in the way of anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you put a pressure? I mean, would you put a
Or-
You
a pit? A
you-
pit with a pressure tank?
Well, you can actually, I have one, you can have a pump that has a pressure tank built into it, in the casing.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
work smarter,
Be buried.
not harder.
yeah, so I don't know if you would.
It would be either here, or down in here.
Mhm.
And honestly, if you had one down here, it wouldn't matter. If this one was non-potable
Mhm.
and you just call it an irrigation for non-potable, it wouldn't fall under that guidelines of having drink water. So the individuals up here could still put their own well in as a community, and you just offer a well down here.
And I guess I had the question, since it's just a well that we're looking at, does the county sanitarian need to be involved with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, I don't think so, but I don't know that for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
to be determined.
Yeah. All right, well, that's a good start. We can continue that next month.
Okay.
Let everybody have a chance to think about where would be the best place to do that. Yeah.
How many of these could you service off of one well adequately?
Well, they're not all going to be using it at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think you could probably service them all,
Yeah.
most likely. But they're not all going to have water and septic.
Yeah.
Only-
This was the only, so far, the only
Yeah.
that was interested.
And we got the quote from Northwest Energy for the electrical box. Do we want to get a quote for a well now, or do you want to wait till afterward? We're
that's
not going to do anything.
That's a good thought. We might as well get a quote, so we know. Yeah,
Okay.
great idea. Dwight.
I think the water's probably the same as my house, so it's probably static at 80.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll try to get a quote from 2 different drillers, or 3, or who would you like?
Is there, well, I suppose there's probably, yeah, we
I
could,
know
there's
there's
2 in Helen, and you can get that, there's one out of Logan there, Red Tiger.
Red Tiger, and then there's A10,
Yeah,
A10 or
A10 out of
Tony.
Helen.
I don't know who the Tony's.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Is it Avon Drilling?
Yeah.
A1
A1,
and, yeah, those the 2 right there, then the red.
yeah,
He does a little different.
yeah, that'd be good.
quote.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect, right?
More information's more
Yeah,
information.
yeah, it didn't cost anything for the quote, so,
Yeah.
okay.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay. Okay. I guess, something that I probably would like to put on for next month for a discussion is, where we want to put our ag operators.
Yeah, I guess I assumed that we were looking at the south side of that ramp there
Yeah.
for,
Actually, I was even thinking if you just, can we put them over here in this area here, Dwight?
Was it gravelled
And
out?
it's just gravel, you can't put a hanger in here. Could we put them in this area? Utilize this area.
South
and-
of the existing,
Yeah.
the new ramp?
And then they wouldn't be on the ramp itself. I mean, that's just a thought.
so how would they get access, like for their semis and
Mhm.
stuff, for their fertilizer? How do they get access to that? How would you want to?
Well, we'd have to put in like maybe a little road or something. They'd have to gravel that, or however they want to use that.
Coming in down from here? or
No,
coming from
well,
behind?
so that's another discussion. I think at one time we talked about making this the new airport entrance out of the parking lot, rather than everybody driving around. Does that make sense through there? In my mind, that
Right, we
makes
did
sense.
discuss that.
I remember- I thought Adam suggested coming off the end of the taxiway. Was that,
Well, I mean, that's an option too. I think this way would probably eliminate a lot of traffic if everybody's having access to airport from here.
Yeah.
All that traffic's going this way. At least
and this
they-
is parking anyways?
Yeah, this is parking, and then they can go whichever direction they want to go.
We're just
Or out
like
to
a
the-
cattle guard,
Yeah.
much like right here?
Mhm, or out to the ramp. So you
Yeah.
We pulled the cattle guard there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Or a stop,
you know, I think
airport operations, yeah.
The place that's gonna lend the least gravel being
Mhm.
brought onto the ramp.
Yeah, and then you have access to the ramp. So I guess.
And we could put millings too, that would help keep,
Mm-hmm.
we could,
That's
because
good
we have a
point.
pile of
We got
millings.
a pile of millings there.
That's a real good point.
And you could almost put the millings over here. I don't know if that would, what an egg operator would
Yeah.
think about having millings over, compacted millings
Mhm.
over gravel. It might have less prop dings
Yeah.
and things like
I
that.
wouldn't have a problem with it.
I think that's a great idea to use
Okay.
that pile of millings
Yeah.
before it becomes a mountain.
So for everybody's benefit, because they.
And they can be dug up and moved
Yeah,
anyways.
that's watching on the video because they can't see the map we're looking at. The proposed road would be between hangar 18 and the future FBO, which would be accessing out of the existing parking lot onto the airport hard surface.
And maybe some millings right
And maybe
there.
put some millings over there, so we'll have that discussion too.
Yeah.
Okay?
To access the that south side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea to have a spot just for the ag operators to be, they were using around where Lancello's is at, and that was a kind of a danger zone for
It was.
people walking across to the pilot lounge that were flying in,
Yeah.
and they have that.
Yeah.
So having a designated area at the south end of that, of the ramp area,
That was one of our
Would be a
selling points of the
safety.
FAA.
yeah.
Safety, it was a safety issue.
Yeah.
And so
So,
that way,
there we go.
if they over there, then they're not even, I mean, they're well away from
And there's no,
anything that happens on the ramp.
and nothing's permanent structure. You're just,
No.
essentially what you could have is milling storage.
No, there you go.
Sorry, that's the way it kind of
Well,
looks.
I'm afraid it's gonna become a mountain.
Times two.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Better
longer
use
that,
it before you lose it.
yeah,
So,
Okay,
Right.
good. Anything else?
ideas for next
So-
time.
yeah, I don't think the county's gonna be doing anything in February or March for that, but that'd be something after that when it warms up to see if the county can move that.
All right. Adam said that, I think when I talked with him, he didn't think that there's a need to have a discussion about the fuel. He felt that it was good for right now, so I think we're good there. All right, any new business? I guess we talked about a whole bunch of new business, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody? No?
So, well, we have, Rob, if you like, I'll send down the notes that I have on the fly-in that I've made, and then Jess has notes too, but you can kind of take a look at what we're doing if you're coming up on Friday, and I've given a copy to Aubrey, and she's gonna make some copies, but just some ideas to scratch and think about. If you'd like, I'll email those down to you.
Okay.
Did we lose Rob?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You know,
I couldn't make out very clearly what Dwight was saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob, if you would like, I will send down my notes on the fly-in for you to preview before Friday's meeting.
I'm still having trouble picking you
We'll
up.
put them in our.
Maybe you can get to a better mic or something. It's really.
Oh,
He's just going to send you down all his notes on the fly-in, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, that way you can kind of scratch any ideas, thoughts that you may have prior to Friday.
Yes, okay.
I think it should be you and Abra and Debbie and Jess and I.
Okay.
Daryl, Seth, are you available Friday?
this Friday?
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, at 9 o'clock, yeah, I have it on my schedule.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
I'm touch and go, so.
Yeah, okay.
We're at the pilot lounge, right?
Yeah, Pilot Lounge, yeah.
Yep.
That work? Okay, so would you make 5 copies then?
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'll send down a copy to Rob to look at too, so,
Beautiful.
okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, well, if there's
Good.
nothing else, we'll go ahead and adjourn. We did pretty good. Thank you, Rob.
Oh, yeah. Well, sorry I wasn't there.